Hi everyone, today I am putting together some boxes for a Veterans Day service that I'm going to, and I need 8 Veterans Day boxes to put some little treats in there for the 8 people who are being honored. And I am making this little box here. I've made this box so many times. The stamp set here is no longer something that we sell, so I'm not really going to do the stamping today. Today, this video is all about the box. It's such a great box to have in your box making repertoire. I've used this box so many times because it's simple. It uses just 8.5 sheet of cardstock, and you can decorate it any way just based on adding designer series paper or different stamps. So so this stamp is really can be anything, or you can decorate it with designer series paper, and you can make it a little taller if need be. And so anyway, you can wrap it with designer series paper. I've made this box so many times. I always keep a few of the different size boxes that I've made in a little bin, and so I can kind of remind myself of the various sizes and things, and so I keep them all. And this is a box I've made time and time again, just changing the patterns. In fact, if you look through my videos, you'll find I did one with a caramel apple on the front, and I filled it with little fall caramel apple treats and taffies, and so just different things that you can decorate with this. So I'm going to show you how to make the basic box shape. Now for this one, I've made it, like I said, I want to stick with an 8.5 sheet of cardstock. You can play around with the sizes of this, but an 8.5 sheet of cardstock is nice because that's something that's easy to get, and you can get it in a whole pack of the same color. So if you need a lot of the same box, you can buy in just one pack of real red, for example. And I need it to be 6 by 10. So I'm going to cut to 10 and take off an inch. The nice thing about this box is if you need just a little more space, just don't take off the inch, and you can add that to your box. Okay, and then I'm going to make this side at 6. And so you've got this that you can play around with for tags or decoration, or save for future. Okay. Now I'm making a lot of boxes, so I'm going to grab another tool. You can score with that cutting tool that I just used, but I have to make 8 of these, so it's really fast to do it on something like this. This is our Simply Scored tool. It comes with a stylus, and it's got all these measurements on here. So nice. And it also comes with little markers, so I can set it at exactly where I need to score, and you can zip right through and not have to really look with your eyes so much because you can see where the marker is. But I've lost my markers behind the desk somewhere, and someday when I move and have to get all this stuff out, I'll find it, those little markers. But right now they're gone. Okay, so I've got my 6 by 10. On this long side, I'm going to score an inch, and that's for the bottom. Okay, and then going across this side, I'm going to make a few different scores. I need a side, so I've decided that I want my sides to be, depending upon what you're going to put in them, you can play around a little bit with the dimensions here. And then if you make this wider, remember you have to make this shorter, or give yourself that extra inch. But I'm going to go with an 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put it at the 1.5 inch marker and score. So this has little grooves in it, and you kind of, and it also has grooves on the wall, so you can stick it in there and then go down, which is great. Okay, and then my next score is going to be at 4 1/4, because my sides here, or my front, is going to be 3 1/4, or sorry, 4 3/4, because it's going to be 3 1/2. I knew that was wrong. So I'm going to go to 4 3/4 and put it inside that little score and drag it down. And then remember, my side is 1.5 inches, so I need to move 1.5 inches over. So I was at 4 3/4, and so 1.5 inches. From that brings me to 6 1/4. And then again, I need to find that 3 1/4 for the front. So I'm going to move over 1/4, which brings me to 6 1/2, and then I need to move over 3. So I'm going to go 2, 9.5, and then score. So I have 1.5 inches, 4 3/4, 6 1/4, 9.5. Okay. All right, now we're going to do some cutting. We have this tiny little spot here that we could just get rid of. Okay, and then sometimes you see that people just cut flaps like this. But I think that to make your box easier to assemble and to avoid any little bits hanging over the end, it's nice to give yourself little angles. So I'm going to cut a little angle here and here. And then rather than go straight up, if you give yourself little V's, now I went straight up just to kind of show you what I was doing, but give yourself a little V. Alright, so there's your cuts. And now you're just going to assemble. Now if you want to do any stamping, now is the time to do it. I'm going to do some stamping really fast before I assemble. In fact, maybe I'll do it on fast forward so you don't have to watch me stamp, because this is not even a stamp you can get. Alright, I just wanted some stars across the bottom. And now I'm going to use my tear tape. Tear tape is great for when you're using boxes because it's just really strong. And you don't want your box to fall apart when you add the treats and when people are digging around to get the treats out. That would be the worst, right? I should say one more thing before I assemble. If you want your box to have some gussets in it, that means like little pleat, you can take that score pell again and add another score almost all the way down. Just kind of leave yourself maybe a little bit off the bottom, 1 inch, just to give yourself an easy pleat. And I did do that on this one, so it's got a sharp crease, but I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm just going to pinch it closed, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to adhere my boxes. Now here's where that angle came in handy. So if you didn't cut yourself that little angle and you're lining this up, it's just so easy to accidentally have just a slight difference in size and have things sticking up. Same with the bottom. If you didn't give yourself that little angle, you might have a little bit hanging off the side, or just, I don't know, not quite clean. So I've got one piece of tape on the side. I'm going to do another one here. And I like to turn it over and take my bone folder and make sure that closed. Alright, now to close this box, like I said, I'm just going to pinch mine closed. So I put my fingers here and just kind of run them like that, and then pinch it closed, like so. Okay, now you can leave your box open like this without doing anything. Maybe you can have some tissue coming off, make a real cute little gift bag. I'm going to close mine with ribbon, so I'm going to grab a hole punch, and let me show you how I do that. If you have a hole punch that can go through both layers at the same time, that's awesome. But if you don't, you can go through one layer and then close it and line it up and go through it again through the same hole. Alright, I've got my holes. And now I'm going to fill it with my treat, and then I'll tie a ribbon. But just for the sake of the video, I will decorate my box. And then you'd fill it with your treats. I would then go front and come back And then I printed out little tags on my computer that say thank you for your service. Okay, so there is my box. You can add a little flag, which I'm going to do. And I will fix the bow so that the sentiment shows through. And there's your little box. I hope that you keep this box in mind next time you need a little treat gift for a teacher or a treat for any occasion. You can put a gift card in there with a little bit of chocolate. It's a perfect present. It's a great size and it's so simple. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.